What's going on, folks? My name is Matthew, aka EZBOT, and today we're having a look at the Deconstruct Minimal. This is a cool little groove box that was sent over to me by Sonicware quite some time ago, and I'm finally getting around to messing with it. So I don't know if it's quite a sponsored stream by any means, but they sent it to me and they're like, do whatever you want. And so today I thought I'd check it out with y'all. This is an incredibly deep and affordable little groove box. It kind of blew me away, to be honest. It has a lot of features that I find really similar to the TR1000 that I also have, and features that I find similar to my Elektron boxes, hence the name of the title of this live stream. Today I'm going to kind of show you what I've discovered on it, or just mess around with it and build some patterns on the Deconstruct Minimal, and just share my experience and see if it's something that you might enjoy too. There's no like affiliate links or any obligation for you to do anything with this. Let's make some music on this cool little box. So here it is, Deconstruct Minimal. And I'll tell you how I feel about the hardware before we get into the sound quality and like the design. So I'm somebody who worked in a music store for a good chunk of time. I spent about 5 years working in a synthesizer store. I got to play on synthesizers every single day, 5 days a week. I played on synths, groove boxes. If you watch this channel at all, you know that I love groove boxes. So I love the idea of like having a whole ecosystem encapsulated in a singular box. And that's exactly what this is. And so I have formed a massive amount of opinions on different boxes. When I worked at the synth shop, I kept them to myself mostly, but I definitely had opinions on all sorts of boxes. I had opinion on the way Roland did things, opinion on the way Korg did things, opinions on the way Elektron did things, and across the board with all sorts of different developers. This is the first time I've ever played with anything made by Sonicware. I had seen one before briefly in the synth shop that I worked at. It was called Patchworks, and I'm not sure exactly which one it was. I tinkered with it for a second. This is a pretty affordable box. I think it's like under $400. I actually don't know the price of this thing, but I think it's a pretty affordable unit. And when you touch it and you feel it, you go, yeah, this is definitely not in the same league as something like an Elektron box, which now costs $1,200. Digitakt 1, when it first came out, was $600, which is insane, right? Now a Digitakt 2, around $1,200, right? And that's a crazy price. It could even go up considering the kind of political environment that we live in. But I don't know. It's pretty expensive, but it also feels extraordinarily premium, right? And so there's some boxes where they spend a lot of money on that experience. I think if this company was to take a box like the Deconstruct Minimal and put it into a really, really nice chassis with some really strong encoders, they could sell a really premium product, and I think honestly it would sell really well because this is really fun and it sounds really good. I'm kind of blown away by the features that they packed into this thing. I thought it had time stretch, I'm not actually sure. I have like a cheat sheet on the right side of the screen here. We're gonna spend about 2 hours doing this today. So I got this cheat sheet over here. It's got a whole bunch of operations that this thing does. It does a ton. So that being said, I gotta say, like, you know, it feels like an affordable unit. It has a built-in speaker. You can put batteries in the back of it. And I think that's, honestly, I think it's great. You can play entire sets on this, no doubt. You could have this be the only thing that you bring to a show, write all your music on it, perform all your music on it, and need to bring nothing else. Nothing else at all. It has a DJ EQ, which is on by at all times. It has master effects, which you can do beat repeats, sidechain pumping, all sorts of stuff you can do with the master effects. You turn them on and off with this master effects button, and you can load tons of patterns and banks, and then it has just this whole crazy workflow. So the unit is definitely designed to be, I know we haven't heard any sounds from it yet. Here's one of the kits, just so you can, you know, abide, the dude abides. That's playing loops. Maybe it needs to be louder for y'all. Probably not though, but we'll turn it up. It has kits. It plays back samples. It does sampling. itself, it has a virtual analog 303 built into it that you have controls at all times. These are contextual controls here, so it's on a per track basis. It has mute. It has solo, something you don't even find on a Digitag 2. It has pretty decent sounding reverb. It has the reverb is fine. The delay is actually impressive. The delay sounds really nice. I'm definitely impressed by the delay. It has so many different shortcuts and functionalities, and because it uses this little screen, you can definitely get lost. There's a tutorial video that I was watching, and I have been watching over the last couple of days, just like learning this unit. There's a tutorial video that it's an hour long. This guy does an amazing job. Let's see if I can even just tell you what it is, this video. It's by Chris Lodi, Sonicware Deconstruct Minimal Full Tutorial Hypnotic Groove Machine. That's the name of the video. This tutorial video is so good. It is an hour long of edited content to teach you how to do this, and he is he's wasting no time explaining this. He's not like going into these deep examples for like 10 minutes. That's how long of a tutorial it takes to learn this machine, if you want to learn all of its functionalities and try everything it has. That's how deep this little box is. That being said, I think it's really cool what this company has done. Sonicware, I believe the way that they're functioning, likely to make, which would make the most sense, would be to develop a platform, the software underneath this, and then have all these like ways that they could take one idea and replace it with another idea so that they can make all these boxes, because they keep making these units that are like these ideas. Sonicware, this Deconstruct Minimal is meant for minimal techno and like minimal dub techno and minimal house, which are genres. This is a machine built for genres, which is the first that I've seen. I mean, there's machines that are used for genres for sure, like SB404. You can make a lot of lo-fi hip hop with that, right? It's like, you know, iconic for that style of music. There's not really a company that just makes musical styles and then builds it into a box. This is a little techno groove box, and honestly, it does a really good job of that. I can show you some patterns. You've probably already seen a bunch of patterns. There's a surprising amount of video content on this unit, which kind of blew my mind how many people have made videos with this. I think it goes to show how many people actually like the unit. But they've also made like an ambient one, and they've made like a FM Sega thing, I believe so. But they've made an FM one, so they make all these boxes with like around these ideas, and I think it's pretty cool because they're affordable, or they're more affordable. I'm still not cheap, or you know, hundreds of dollars. But yeah, I'm impressed by this company. I'm impressed by the sound, so let's mess around with it. I'll show you what I mean by like that it's the baby of Elektron and the baby of Roland. So when you're getting started with this, you can actually adjust kits altogether. You can change track lengths, and one of the standouts that made it feel like the TR-1000 to me was, for one, if you go function kit and hit enter to go into this load select, you can choose 808 and a 909, just like my TR-1000 has 808s and 909s in it. But these are synthesized kick drum and snares, and some other sounds, I believe, from the 808 and 909. There's other kits in here too. And then you can save kits. And that reminded me of my TR-1000, right? 808, 909. It's why you buy the TR-1000. Of course, it's not analog, but it is synthesized. But then also the way it goes about its pattern structure. So if I go into a pattern, let's leave this menu really quick. If I go into a pattern and say I select pattern, I don't know, 3, and we hit play. Oof. I mean, listen to how good this thing sounds. It honestly kind of blows you away, but watch this right here. So on a TR-1000, this right here is how you program each bar. So every one of these sections on a TR-1000, you have 8 of them on a TR-1000. You program them individually, and you can use them as variations. You can use them as fills, the same as you can here, or you can chain them all together by holding the pads and like touching the next pad, and that creates a chain. And that's the same idea here. You can chain together these pattern variations, and by default, they're 16 steps long. So you're always going to be looking at 16 steps, just like every other groove box, but you can change how long a note is on a per step basis. And as far as I understand, as far as I could tell, the longest track denotes the length of the variation. So if I set a track to be quarter notes, and it's 16 steps across quarter notes. It's gonna be a lot longer than 16 steps across a bar, right? It's only gonna be a bar long if it's 16 steps across a bar and they're set to 16th notes. So that's how you get around kind of like making tracks longer. But then when you set the resolution of your sequencer that way, you lose the ability to be a little bit more surgical in your programming. And that's where this other crazy workflow comes into play, where you can go into like a track, you can go into your track edit. Let's see if I can go to an empty track. You can also hold track and then select a track to, oh wait, no, you do that here. Yeah. Hold track and select a track to silently enter your tracks, much like you do on a Digitac, which I really appreciate because when you're performing, a lot of times you want to do that. You don't want to like necessarily trigger a track. Let's see, all these tracks have tons of steps on them. Yeah. Anyhow, it sounds incredible. I kind of lost the plot there for a second, not exactly what I was doing as I was hitting this button and realizing you have to re-trigger the hold track button because you can't just press it again. So there's all sorts of interesting little workflows. But check this out. So say we got this dub techno track playing. I just want to show these master effects off. We got our low cut, our mid cut, or mid. You know, you can emphasize the mids if you want to get a little spicy. High cut. It's all pretty cool. And then you can go into your master effects section and it's a high pass, low pass filter. So it's a bipolar filter with a predetermined resonance curve, which is a very, very strong resonance curve, which I appreciate on the high pass. I appreciate it a little bit less on the low pass. There's like it's like a distorted right at the end there. That resonance is so strong. But there's all sorts of different effects you can choose from. Phaser, distortion, sidechain ducking. I prefer the filter, to be honest. So honestly, it sounds pretty incredible, this little box. I mean, obviously I'm giving you a little review and my opinion on the unit so far. I really do believe you could go out and perform a bunch of shows with this. You know? You love that the file access is so simple, just drag and drop the entire folder and back up. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Sonicware announced price increases today. Well, there you go. Probably because of our stupid president, I imagine. Let's go to a new pattern and play with some sounds. So I'm going to go to pattern 9 because I believe there's nothing on pattern 9. So these first 8 patterns are demo patterns that this thing ships with, and you can overwrite them if you want. Might be a good idea to leave them there so that you can kind of just like see what's going on. And as we build out a pattern, I'll continue to make this observation of the similarities to like the Roland workflow. Of course, it's using like a ton of Roland ideas, Roland sounds, right? 808, 909, 303. That's what the bass synth is, basically a 303 emulation. And then it's using Elektron stuff and the way that you program. Because Elektron's like the company, right? When you think of hold a trigger, hold a step in the sequencer, turn a knob, you think of Elektron. And that's exactly what this thing does. So let me get out of this track mode. You can queue up tracks this way. You can go into a multi-mode as well, which I honestly don't quite understand. You can see all the tracks I'm hitting right here. These are all your settings down here. They're very deep. There's so many of them, and they're contextual too. You can set choke groups up on here too. Like the amount of features they packed in here, because there's so many features, it makes this box a lot to learn, honestly. But I think ultimately you're grateful because you want to be able to do all the things, right? You want to make good techno. You're going to want to, well, how do I do the sidechain pumping? I don't know if you can do sidechain pumping beyond the master effect. I haven't figured that part out. I haven't done a lot of things on here because there's so many to do. Like I said, an hour-long tutorial. That's a lot of information to ingest. And my cheat sheet that I have up here is 2 pages of shortcuts. It's like, my God, a massive amount of stuff for you to do. But let's change some sounds around. So we have 2 kicks. I love this. It's like they figured this out. So I do also like to have 2 kicks when I'm making like techno patterns or minimal techno, whatever style of that techno-esque electronic music. Having 2 kicks is nice. I don't think kick drum 2 is synthesized. I don't know, but I don't think it is. I know that kick drum 1 is supposed to be a synthesized kick, and snare drum is supposed to be a synthesized snare. The snare sounds nice. Well, we can change sounds with these contextual knobs here, so I can change to a new sound. And this isn't changing the kit, this is changing specifically. And to me, they sound synthesized. Maybe we'll make some like dub techno. That sounds like a good kick for me to mess with. Cool. Okay, so this is synthesized because it has a completely different reaction. Okay. We got our 2 kicks. We got a really simple snare, which I think sounds great. That sounds good too. Noise sound a little bit better. If you hold function and turn the sound encoder, then you can like go through banks of like different sounds. We have a bunch of samples. We even have a like a track dedicated to sample loops. So it has like a repitch mode. I thought it had time stretch. Honestly, I don't remember. You just ordered. Good. I mean, good for you. It's fun. I mean, honestly, I won't complain about this box. It has a built-in speaker. That's pretty cool. The default auto power off is set to 20 minutes, which is great if you're playing on AA batteries. I recommend you turn that off right away because it will constantly shut itself down as you're playing with it if you walk away, which I do all the time. So that's a tip for you, robot snake. Make sure you change that auto power off. You can go function into your system settings to do that right here. Has external input, which I actually have something prepared. I have a Ableton Move to the right side that I just powered or juiced up the battery a little bit, so maybe we could sample something, because I've never sampled on here, but I have the cheat sheet telling me exactly how to do it. And like, I'm gonna bump my head a bunch as we're trying to build this. But I want to make something that sounds nice, and so I am going to use this track and not have it do this cowbell, and I'm gonna switch over to like a sample. So I'm gonna go function sound, and I'm gonna find Psy. Thank you, Psy. Oh, these are sample loops. Psy loop. Okay. I guess we'll use the C major 7. Maybe the A minor 9? Might have to do sampling sooner than I thought. a second. Here we go. All right, you want to check out the reverb? Check this out. So we have our reverb level, which apparently I'm getting, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's the master reverb level. It's right here. And here's the delay. So right now it's doing like that centered delay. If it was a stereo sample, which it's not, it would give me a stereo delay, but we can actually adjust that. So we can go function delay and change the reverb to a hall so it's a little bit longer, give it a longer time, and then delay into reverb. That's cool. That's cool. That's something that we have on a Digitact, delay into reverb in your function effects settings in a Digitone or whatever, a lot of Elektron boxes. Doppler effect. This is going to be our ping pong effect. So let's have a listen to that now. I'll press clear to leave the menu. Get me out of this track view. Oh, now we got our ping pong delay. And if I want to program like notes into the step sequencer, I can either go into like step record mode and then I can just go pop, 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 pop and hit these tracks and it will start like populating the tracks. Or I can hold record and hit play and start playing and it will live record, and it should live record the automation as far as I understand. And then you can also go into keyboard mode and we could pick a chord. Or just pick, you know, transpose our chord, modify our chord. And then go down an octave. And if I want, I can go Elektron style and so many other sequencers at this point, but I think making a comparison to Elektron is pretty valid on this channel. I'm gonna hold the trigger down or hold this step down and go play that note. So we can say, do that one. And then we should be able to hold this down and do all sorts of like weird stuff, but let's like mess with this sample really quick. Yeah, you hear that? So I parameter locked the low pass filter to open up a little bit on this one. Okay, so I can go back to this track, get a keyboard mode. We can put down some kicks just to like give us a metronome. Go to bass drum too if we want. One thing I haven't figured out, oh no, we do have a level encoder. We have a random level, which is pretty cool. Like they really like try and speed up the workflow for you with like the idea of like, we're thinking about the genre. And so we're gonna give you the controls that help you with the instruments that are used to make this particular genre. And it's just such an interesting way to work. And I think if you know techno and minimal techno really well, and I don't, I know it okay, but if you know it really well, like you would just like fly on this thing, you know what I mean? There's choke groups for the hats, which is great. Let's go ahead and go to the hats. So check us out, we can go into step record mode and I can go. Turn up the random level control. Let's go to this hat. And then you can change the feel, which is something that I can't say that I always notice, but if you go function feel, You can change it from like an 808 feel to a 909 feel, like based on their like shuffle settings, I guess, or their like pitch settings. That's the Deconstruct Minimal one, the 808, and there's the 909 feel. Let's see what the Deconstruct Minimal's feel is like. Let's change the speed of this track. I kind of wish you could do the thing that you can do on like other Elektron boxes where you hold the step and like audition what you've done to that step. Because right now I don't know, you know, I can only listen to it to see what I've done on that step. And would be nice. It has accent and glide, which I think is really sick. There's always access to like a couple of notes from the bass synth. Which is dope. Dope to have. This chord track. Let's do something about this. Let's go to the bass track. Okay, I guess I don't have to hit the track button. I can go to the keyboard. It's 6 notes. Okay, we can go into our accent glide section. We're in accents now, so we could accent this one. We could glide this. No, not that. Alright, let's change the length, which would be function bass. I have a bass driver too, which is kind of cool. Go back over to this sample track that I have. Let's go to this keyboard mode. did. We have to change this bass line because of that chord. Okay, let's go to track 11 and go back into here, and let's do this again, but with that chord in mind. Let's try and record it. Clear this variation real quick. Oh wait, no, bring it back, bring it back. I meant to hit clear track. God damn it. That I didn't know. That's news. Let's go back into this track mode. Yes, yes, keyboard on, I hear you. This is something I do all the time when I'm making music on Elektron stuff. Wait. At least my sounds are still there. We can do this instead, I guess. Completely new track. I love the choke. Actually sounds pretty good. Doesn't do anything. Ooh, there's sub-oscillators? I didn't even know about this. This is super fun. What? I love that I can parameter log this bass synth, and I love having access to the bass synth all the time. Okay. Now to remember, like, there's so many more things for us to do, because we can mute and unmute and solo and all that kind of stuff, but we also need to be able to copy variations. So if I go function copy, and I hit that, can I just go like that? What? No. We copy this one. Oh, okay. So if I go to variation 2, okay. Okay, now we can make 2 bars. Yeah. Okay, now here's how we get to 2 bars. Interesting. So between the 2 variations, it's still 7 steps. That's so sick. Interesting. So it really treats the variations not like a page at all. It treats it like its own little pattern. Wow, that's a completely different way to think about stuff too, because, you know, that's not how it works on like Elektron, for instance. On Elektron, when you go to the next page, it's a continuation of counting, right? If it's just like letting you view more steps in your sequence. This is like literally its own encapsulated little pattern. I like that. I do like that. So we can make a little adjustment to this section. Oh no, this section. And work in the B section right here. So we can change some of these notes. So open this one like way up and go like, right? Or do that. Can I do that? What? So cool. All right. All right, let's go to this section. Get out of here. That's doing. That sounds like it's changing its sample. You know what else is really sick? Is just like you can on a Digitact, you can change the sample on a per step basis. So you can actually have tons of sounds on each track. So if I hold this step down and I change the sound, we'll get a new sound on this step. Yeah, I've got a snare over here. So we can get all sorts of little sounds. It also makes it so that it locks in the sound that you need this to be, and you can change these all. So everything's surrounding it. So we could go like, oh, let's get that one out of here. Nudge, that's what that is. What am I thinking? That's pretty cool. On and off with the master effects. I'll just drop. That's great. So let's go to this track here. I think that's where I put it, like. Lock in there, buddy. Lock in. Hello? Oh. Okay. Alright, what I want to do is like my favorite little trick. Actually, we should probably do it with the sequencer running. Let's see if we can figure out how to... Oh, solo. Hell yeah. This is what I want. So we want the... I want these to open up. Whoops. Okay, okay. I'm moving too fast. I'm moving too fast for myself. So I want them to open with the tone knob on a... from here. I don't think you can copy steps. That's a thing. But I guess, whatever. Maybe you can, but I don't think you can. So let's go back to the keyboard. We're going to do these 5 steps with the same note. Go back out of the keyboard, and then we're going to open up the filter on each step. So we'll start low. We'll go a little bit more. We'll go a little bit more. Go a little bit more until it's open. Yeah, that sounds good. Yes. there's ratcheting too. Check this out. Let's ratchet this with the value knob. And this just gives you like an offbeat. It's like a way to do a kind of a nudge. What? Can't say I like that. Whatever. Oh, that could be kind of cool. Is that in tune? It sounds like it is in tune. I can probably just switch over to the keyboard, huh? Pan this to the left, pan this to the right. Is the reverb being panned with it? Is it a monophonic reverb? That's weird. Can't say I like the monophonic reverb thing. Maybe we get rid of the reverb then. You can also clear parameter locks by holding clear. And then clearing off the values on it. I wish it was that easy on Elektron. I mean, it is. But it also clears the note. Let's change the length of this pattern. So that would be... Yes. Sample. Yes. Okay, yeah, it's this one. So I select this one because that's the one I want to change. And then I can say, change the note length. Make it quarter notes. Now we'll have a slower pattern. Interesting. Okay, so I was wrong. Did you see that? All the variations have that same pattern length. I don't even know what variation edit does. Okay, I don't even know what that does. You know what I think they really could use, like what would be really useful to add to this unit would be trigger conditions of some sort. 1 of 2, 2 of 2, 2, like even if it was just 1 of 2, 2 of 2, 4 of 4, 4 of 8, that kind of thing. It would just make these patterns, you could spice up these patterns a lot, or even a probability of whether a trigger plays. I think that would be a really nice addition. Yes, I do know the hold down ABCD if I want to now drop the 4 on the floor. Yeah, we do need to drop the 4 on the floor. You're right. We need to copy variation B over to C because that's my favorite so far. Let's copy that here. Hit OK and then go to C. Let's do 4 on the floor with our kick drum. Yeah, we haven't done a 4-on-the-floor pattern yet. What kind of electronic music channel is this? Let's go to this. It's my dog saying what's up to y'all. Panic puppy in the house. I did not mean to put claps in. Let's do this. And then we have our open hat, which we can put like this. They're set to choke already. We'll go back over to this and do that random level. Just get that nice and Gucci. Surprisingly enough, I cannot turn the cutoff down enough. Maybe for this pattern we go to the bass and let's bring these notes down. Oops. Interesting. Actually don't know how this works entirely. Oh no. Honestly, that's not terrible. can see you can hear that it still has those parameter locks that I put in on the filter, on these steps, because opening the filter back up, but there's no indicator. That'd be cool if there was an indicator of some sort. Oh, there it is. Press the clear button. Oh, now I like that. Cool. I feel like I'm starting to like actually get the hang of this thing. That's a nice groove. I like that, being able to do that. Ooh, that swing is strong. That's nice right there, though. I want to save this pattern. Function pattern 9. Done. Nice, I saved it. I made some real progress. When you save something, it's like you actually did something that day. You know what I mean? I could jam on this and have it be just a learning session, but now I've completed something, which is pretty important. I want to take a moment really quick and point out the show that we have coming up. It's a Modbang event. Modbang is my company. We make cables like this transparent TRS cable and those light up LEDs and all that, LED MIDI cables and stuff like that. We also do live hardware electronic music events across the nation. We have shows in different states all over, and I want to point out that we have one coming up here with some really dope artists. So check this out really quick. Deep Glens is headlining an event at a secret location, so it's kind of like a secret, what do they call that? Secret shows, I guess. I forget what they call it there. Anyway, there's a name for it, but it's at a secret location. You'll see Deep Glens, Ilzik, Femto, and Astrofurian. These are all incredible hardware artists and incredible just musicians in general, but this is a really cool show. So look forward to this. There'll be more announcements about it coming up. October 12th, 2026. I think you can get your tickets if you look up Deep Glens or look up Modbang on Ticketmaster or Eventbrite. You should be able to find tickets there, but there'll be more information about this coming up. But I think it's super cool. Yes, I'm wearing a basic t-shirt. I was lucky enough to play a show with Basek in Portland a couple years ago now. It's been a while. And I picked up this t-shirt when I was there. And it's dope. It's a dope shirt. Very LA, of course. So what do y'all think about Deconstruct Minimal so far? Any comments? I think it's pretty sick. Also, I believe I'm streaming to Twitch today. I think I pulled it off. Which is really cool because I used to stream on Twitch before I streamed on YouTube. Yeah. Oh wait, am I? Honestly, I have no idea. Oh yeah, I am. Pretty dope. Today's live stream is brought to you by the devil himself. Surely some fat white guy is the devil with a bunch of McDonald's all over in his living room. So be sure to sin a bunch and make your way into hell to get all the benefits. But what do you guys think about this unit? I think, yeah, pretty impressive little box. Lots of overlaps with other gear at the same price range, though. Do elaborate, Hubert USB. USB. Is that meant to be like an actual USB drive? Future Perfect Music. Just caught the end of your demo. What's the main use case for the Deconstruct Minimal? I would say to make minimal electronic music. That is like the idea, and this is what I was mentioning at the beginning of the stream, and what I think is interesting about this company in general is that they don't just make instruments, they make instruments for ideas. Like, I'm gonna keep using like the TR-1000 and like Digitact as the we're gonna use them as analogies, essentially. Analogous. I don't know if that's the right word. On a Digitact, for instance, you make whatever you want. And you can do that here too. There's no doubt. But this has, you know, obviously it doesn't cost $1,200 and it doesn't just do samples. It has synthesizers in it. It has master effects. It has a DJ filter. It has a virtual analog bass synthesizer, which you have knobs dedicated to. So like it made an idea and it wants you to make a certain style of music. And so if you like minimal techno, minimal house, or if you like dub techno, house, and techno, this thing is really gonna reverberate with you. You know what I mean? This is really going to entice you, I think, because it does a good job of those things. It does a really good job of those. We've only tapped barely any of the functionality of this, what this thing does. Like I said, I got 2 pages of notes for myself just to like, in case I wanted to do some things. I've managed to remember quite a few things, but I'm still like getting lost. I haven't even used one of the, oh, there is a stretch. Well, there is time stretch. Apply isolator to LP. Function plus system. Isolator to LP loop. Oh. God, there's so many things. Sample start is attack. Sample length is decay. Yeah, it's just so many controls, man. It's like, it's out of control how there's a lot to learn about this unit. I think while that's a real positive, it's also can be a negative because it really is just like, oh my God. I thought this would be really easy. Like when I first got this unit, I grabbed it and I was like, you know, this is what I was trying to say earlier in the stream. And I like to think back to the days of working in the synth shop and like a new piece of equipment coming into the synth shop and like everybody's like, ooh, you know, new thing. It's not even released yet. We're all playing with it. It's like very exciting times, right? And so you get your hands on it and nobody wants to read a manual, right? That's not the first thing you do. The first thing you do before you get a piece of equipment that you have been excited to get because there's advertisements out for it and all that kind of stuff is read the manual. But a lot of times for people that are working in music retail, you get a piece of equipment before there's any advertisements for it, right? So there is There is no like excitement leading up to the unit. It just arrives and you go, oh, okay. Well, there's no manual maybe even available at the time, right? Maybe. Depends on how, depends on the company. But regardless, you just get the unit and you wait and then you get your hands on it, right? And so you just get your hands on it and you try and figure out how to use it without reading a manual. And I know a lot of people are like, guilty of doing this, right? And they never even read the manual and then they never really learn their equipment. You do need to read the manuals, but I do think it's a really good test on how well a UI is designed and how well a synthesizer like a groovebox works if you can sit down and play with it without reading the manual. Can you make some sounds? Is there some is there some intuitive workflow that's kind of been foreshadowed by where the knobs are placed and the verbiage used on the actual console, like actual on the faceplate of the design? And if that can, if you can make music right away without having to read the manual, then I think they've done an excellent job. I do think that the manual is something you have to go into because there's just no way you're going to be able to figure it out, especially when you have like this, on this particular unit, we have 5 letters that can be displayed at a time. That is not enough information. That's like what they did with the old Deluge. The Deluge is another unit where it's like, holy smokes, man. The amount of details that are in it are so deep. And before they had the new LED that they have, the LED screen that actually like people are actually designing like virtual encoders for, so you can actually see values, which works really, really well. It's honestly very impressive. You had this really simple display. I forget what they call these displays. If somebody knows, if you can remind me. Okay, Linux Bender just made a really good point. Linux Bender says, nice unit. It's like a Roland Compact S1, but with more options. Ta-da! Like, I feel like, I mean, honestly, that's just yes. That's exactly what this is. This is a S1 with way more oomph behind it and some different, it doesn't have access to the IRA catalog of sounds. So like, even if they do a virtual analog 303 in the Deconstruct Minimal, which they have done, it's not going to be able to, it sounds great, but it's not what Roland would have done, right? Because the Roland literally used their, what is it called? ACB technology, analog circuit behavior, which they spent a massive amount of R&D on, sculpting this software that reimagines the circuitry as opposed to the sound. So like they've tried to redesign the VCAs from the old 909 and the VCAs from the 808 and the 303 and the Juno and all that. And they try to redesign the filter circuit so that we get the behavior of the circuit so that it properly mimics these analog engines, right? We don't have that in the Deconstruct Minimal because they are not owned by Roland. So they don't have like all of the, like I said, all the IRA technology or the ACB. They did a really good job, like, because the 909 honestly and the 808 honestly sound like a 909 and an 808, and a million companies have figured out how to make things sound like 808s and 909s. So I'm glad that they were able to implement that, and of course they were able to. The 303, I think, is a harder one for people to nail. And like, while they do a pretty good job of getting that wop, 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 there is, it isn't exactly a 303 the way that Roland would. It still sounds really good, but it's not the same as like grabbing, I have what is the one I have? I have a EZBOT TT303. And that's honestly my favorite one because it really is like the original unit. And then I have the Roland 303 IRA version, or the boutique, or whatever you want to call it. And they both sound almost identical. The boutique sounds extremely close to the original, but it has all these other features that make it like even better. But it is an analog, so it's not like, there is something slightly hollow about it because it's digital, but they do a really good job. And so did Sonicware with the Deconstruct Minimal. I do want to try sampling. I haven't tried sampling on here. I feel like I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the sampling because I feel like I'm gonna get frustrated. Let's make room for the sampling. This is something that is also in a similar price range. Complete and much more minimal in terms of the design, but is incredibly powerful, and I have no idea how to use. I really don't. Let's just grab this set. All right, we're already plugged in. Get out of my way. Get out of here. There's one in here that's just stabs. Let's go back. Synth pluck. Here. Let's get a nice dub techno chord stab on a C minor chord, because that'll be easy to transpose in here. So let's see if we can figure out how to sample. Function, record. There's all sorts of settings. Let me look at my cheat sheet. Function plus record takes you into sampling mode. Choose an input source via the keyboard. Line or bass drive for USB. We're already on line, so let's just leave it. So this means line, this means bass, this means USB. Okay, set input gain with the tempo. Oh, it's doing the threshold. Yo. That's so cool. Good thinking. Sounds pretty good. Smart. Good thinking with that one. I like that a lot. Choose a sample types. We have an A, B, and C sample type. A is a 2-second sample. B is a 4-second sample. That's A and B are both mono. And then we have an 8-second stereo sample, but we have a lot less of those slots. Let's just do a 3, 4. Man, with the reverb on here, we're gonna have to like, how do I don't know how to use this thing is my problem. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay. Should probably turn the delay off too. There is a delay, isn't there? Like, what is going on? God, I wish I knew how to use this. I guess we could just... Oh. Is it this LFO that's doing it? I've done every control I possibly could. Whatever. Okay, let's just sample. I just want to get a sample in here. I'm not gonna bump my head on the Ableton Move for 1,000 years. These like small units with like deep controls, but only like tiny little screens for us to like figure out what's going on are, at this stage in my life and at my stage of like the kind of equipment that I've surrounded myself with and how much I've invested in it, I have a hard time like having patience with it. I'm like, I have bigger things. Okay, sample capacity. How do I change the sample capacity? Is that something I can even do? Is that in the value control? Or is that like the sample slot? All right, I have no idea what that is. Set auto trigger. Whatever, let's just grab it. The record button. You're done. Okay, how do I preview it? Save. Saving? Let's see if we can replace it. Man, I don't even know how to load a sample that I've recorded. Synth effects. Where did it go? That's a loop. Obviously, I didn't do that. Is there like a user sample thing? Where did I save the sample to? Sample settings? Oh man. Data? Oh, that's the sample type. S2. S4 rename? Oh, this is pattern. I sampled, but I have no idea how to load it. Check S2 or S4. Okay. That's in the data. Or you're saying in the function sound bank? Check S2 or S4. Okay. Is that? Okay, well, it must be an S4.
Flow decon.
Okay, is there like the user section?
Flow decon.
I don't know. There's some nice dubby chords in there that I didn't. I didn't see an option for me to like name the sample. We could try again. We'll just get a different sound. Oh, I'm gonna run out of battery on this. Okay, cool. So we go function record. I don't know what AB. Oh, AB C arm. I don't know what that means. We're doing line. Okay, How do I preview? There it is. Okay. How do I name it? Can I name it? These don't do anything. So we go, okay. Save. Oh. I must have saved over something. Okay. We'll put it right here. 13 after the W chord. Can't rename it though. Okay, now we go. Let's find the sound. There it is. What? I can sample, and I can load a sample. I've become a god. How did my dog do that? That is incredible. My dog just got behind the gate, blocking the door, then opened the door, and then left. That is incredible. This dog is absolutely insane. That is an unstoppable dog. Oops, let's get this thing out of here. I'd actually rather play with this, to be honest. That's really a lot to do with how little I understand the move at this moment. This just has all the knobs on it. It's so much easier for me to learn. I must have a retrigger on one of these steps on the 303. Oh, that's kind of cool. The reverb. I thought we had a different reverb. Yeah, okay. That's hard to do. That could be nice. This sequencer, like when you're doing the loop mode, it works a little different. So like these are like gates on and off of like this of the sound, not triggers of the sound. So I can like take part of it out. And also I think I can really mess with it too. We're targeting this one. I can hear the time is off. And there's a way to adjust your sample loops so that they fit the time. The loop stereo sample track, playback stretch, function plus sample LP, and then value. Let's like function plus sample. That must be... Wait a second. Loop on, no stretch. Loop melodic stretch. Loop rhythmic stretch. Set to rhythm. Oh. Whoops. One shot melodic stretch, MLD. Let's see what happens when I change the tempo. Oh, good. The tempo lets you move through the menu. I didn't know that. Cool. I feel like this is the flow. I've definitely reached some sort of flow state with this where I feel like I'm starting to really navigate pretty quickly and know a little bit about what I'm doing. Mark and Terrace, you can hold down a step from the track mode once you're in track 11 for bass and adjust one of the controls, or you can adjust all the controls for the bass, the bottom section of controls too. Yeah, it's pretty incredible when it comes to the way they've got all these controls set up. They did a pretty good job with it. Scroll through the S2s. Should be at the end of the list. Who are you, Mark? Mark and Terrace, you seem like a spy. Are you a Sonicware spy? How do you know everything? How do you know all this? I mean, I think I've gone over most of the stuff that I wanted to try out. Accent slide. We did variation copies even. Different ways of entering. Oh, wait. How do you tie a note together? Tied note. Oh, it only works for the loop and the bass only. Record. Start step. Hold a key. End step. Step. Hold a key. And then another step. I can do that with the bass synth? If we just go to a brand new pattern. Okay, so if I start here, I go like that. It's going to tie the note. Oh. So I go. And then I go. What? Wait, no. No. I know when I do it live, it works. Does it have to be done live? Is that what it means? How to tie a note. Record. Select a step. Press a note. Ah, didn't mean to do that. All right. Those are tracks. Oh my god, it does let you audition the steps? Get out of here. Wait, let's go back to my other pattern. If I go into step mode... Oh my god. There's note audition? Get out. It's amazing. It even auditioned the parameter locks. Yo, they thought of everything. I'm blown away. That's incredible. Damn. I need to do more reviews of equipment on this channel. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I still don't understand how to tie a note unless you're doing it live. Record, start step, hold key, end step. I think I know. I think it means yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound terrible, but I think it means you have to be in record play, and then you can do it. So if we go to another pattern, let's clear this pattern out. Oh my god. Get out of here. Keyboard. Yeah. But how do I program that? How do I parameter lock that into existing? Can that be done? I'm in step record mode. No. That's kind of cool. Let's see you grab steps. Man, honestly, I can't believe how much they've done. Yeah. Crazy. I do wish there was like a reset button for this. Like, if these were endless encoders, this would be just OP. Can you imagine like this, like all the functionality that's in this, but with like endless encoders, more synthesizer controls, metal chassis, and a better screen? This guy should make they should make a premium version of their stuff, like put all their machines into one machine and then make it cost like $1,000, but have it be super sick. I think they would really be able to compete. I want to try the ambient next of their stuff. I really want to try the ambient. I think that would be cool. I think it's like granular and stuff, right? Cool. Want to remind people who follow my work, once again, I got my magnets back. My magnetic overlays for my Elektron boxes are back in stock on modbang.com. This is the hybrid 4x4 performance template for the Elektron Octatrack, which has actually become a decently popular template, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very pleased that people are enjoying the work that I did on that particular workflow. And this is your magnetic overlay. You can get them. I have about 150 of them left. Just got them day before yesterday. And black LFO timetable magnet for Elektron boxes. And then this goes on top of like the digi units at the very top. These are cutouts for the screw, so it just pops right on. All magnetic. This is a dry erase marker one. Pick them up at modbang.com. Cool. There's so much more to dig into onto the Deconstruct Minimal. Like, it can go on forever. I think that I did what I wanted to do today, which was take it for a spin live and let people see what it's like to like vaguely know how to use the unit. I watched an hour-long tutorial and maybe take in every single piece of information that I got from the tutorial into my brain, because a massive amount of info, and I have this lovely cheat sheet, and I was able to get pretty far, I think. And so you can kind of see what it would be like for you when you pick up this unit. What's it going to be like? You know, is it going to be really hard to learn? And I would say, no, it's not gonna be hard for you to learn. I think there is a lot for you to remember because it has so many features that they packed into this box. But I think it's totally worth it because it's a pretty affordable unit and you could absolutely go and play a bunch of shows with it. And I think people would be impressed to find out that you're doing everything on this one little box. Honestly, I'm impressed with it, if I'm being fair. This is my first time playing with one of their instruments, and man, they're cool little company. Good job. Cool little company. I like it quite a bit. All right, folks, my name is Matthew, aka EZBOT. This has been a live stream. Today we're looking at the Deconstruct Minimal by Sonicware. I'm gonna leave it here. I think we made some decent sounding tunes and you utilized quite a bit of the features, including sampling and loading the samples, which was probably the hardest part, as I suspected. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go enjoy the day. It's a Thursday. I got some teaching to do on Elektron. If you would like to get lessons from me on how to use any of the Elektron boxes or build performance templates and stuff like that on the Octatrack, or learn the Octatrack, anything you want, I'm available for private lessons. That's ezbot.live, or you can join the lessons tier on Patreon. If you'd like to support this channel, you can visit patreon.com/ezbot and sign up for the Patreon. If you want to go a little step further, you can sign up for one of the paid tiers, and that funds this channel directly. You can also become a member on YouTube or on Twitch, because now I'm streaming also to Twitch at the same time, and that will support the channel so that I can continue to do these live demonstrations and live tutorials and live reviews, and also some very well edited YouTube videos and shorts and reels and all that kind of stuff. There's tons of rewards on the Patreon, including all of my performance templates for the Elektron Octatrack, a massive amount of samples that you can download. Sampler synthesis, the ultimate sampler synthesis pack is available on there, which I think is a pickup for anybody who owns a sampler and wants to have some sample fodder to build synthesizers from scratch using samplers. Digitech 2 does a great job with this. There's also a massive amount of wavetables for the Tonewerk in that pack. Yeah, so quite a bit of an advertisement for me, which I need. Everybody have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next week.